Hey there, I'm gonna be doing a makeup look for y'all, so here we go. I've already primed my face and I do apologize for background noise. It is a Sunday and behind the apartment it's like an echo chamber. And there's a church in the neighborhood. So anyway, like I said, I've already primed my face and so I'm just gonna start in. I'll explain what I'm doing as I'm going. I'm just gonna be doing like a normal for me makeup look. I'm gonna try and go for like a purple type, a little more alternative look. All right, so let's get going. I'm gonna start with my concealer, and there we go, underneath the eyes. It's funny, I used to have to focus so much on the pimples when I was younger, and now it's all under the eyes for the most part. That's the big one. It's the dark circles. It's kind of crazy because I used to have such terrible acne, and now I'm like, oh, I don't even have to worry about it anymore. All right, you know what? I used to always do it with my fingers, and then I got like blending brushes and things like that, and I always forget. I like to put my concealer on first because I feel like it just sort of fills in everything. There really isn't like a right or wrong order necessarily, although I mean, there's a wrong order. There's just not one right way to do it in my opinion. But I feel like it makes you start out with basically an even palette before you start putting everything else on. So here goes my foundation. Makeup sponges have literally changed my life. I used to use brushes, and I feel like that it's so much more organic using a sponge. So I'm just gonna go all over the face. Ooh. Down the neck. I also feel like the most natural blend comes from sorry, my voice is kind of going, but my most natural blend comes from a sponge. Ugh. I feel like I get the most natural finish, and while obviously makeup is not natural, it's like I want to look like I've got it caked on or whatever. Nobody wants that. That's gross. All right, so foundation is done. Next I'm gonna go in with my contours. I like to contour first before I do anything else, but that's just, again, that's personal choice. There isn't really one right way to do it. I kind of have a mixed way of doing it just based on the makeup that I have. I use concealer. I use a white concealer because I like a higher contrast with my contour. Sorry. So I'm just gonna draw a triangle. Again, it's everybody's, everybody's thing. I don't know. I like the finished look with a lighter thing. Also, I'm moderately pale, so so I'm just gonna do triangles on my face, and I just do the dots because of the fact that it's a concealer stick, not like liquid concealer, because then I'll blend it after this. It took me a while. Like at first I was like globbing it on and I was like, oh no, this is not a good idea. So thankfully I figured out how to work this one. Do a straight, try and do a straight line down my nose. I find nose contouring to be like oddly tricky because of the fact that you have to get it in a straight line. So I'm gonna go in with this, and we're just gonna blend. Like I said, it makes it lighter, but because I have light skin, you don't really notice, like it doesn't look like it's like, oh, pale white, but I tend to have more of a drag inspired style of makeup. So when I do things like when I have a higher contrast, it just sort of goes with the aesthetic. So just gonna blend that out. Make sure I use the tip bit because of the fact that it goes more with the angles of my face, and I want it to go that way a bit more. Okay. So we're there. Don't worry. I know it can look a little scary at this stage. But that's why we have other things that we add on to the top. So now I'm going to get my other sponge that I use for doing contours, just because it has a more accurate thing, and I use a powder. If you can see it there, sorry for the glare. Yeah, there you go. So it's literally just like the first contour thing I got, and I love the color, so I use a mixture of powder and concealer. So I'm gonna start the bit here. I usually go just below the like the jaw joint, and I do a contrasting triangle. Sorry, I'm not good at doing two things at once here sometimes. And then I just go down the cheek. It's pretty simple. It just creates space. I like to go kind of a little bit more far in, just to kind of accentuate my cheeks a little bit more, because I have nice appley cheeks and I want to bring that out. Okay, my hair is getting, I'm so used to having short hair. I'm gonna have to start putting it up soon. Okay. To me, this and the nose contours are the more tricky bits of contouring, because you really do need to get the lines right. Otherwise your face looks uneven. Nobody wants an uneven face, that's for sure. Although actually, when you think about it, faces are actually asymmetrical. So learned that in art class. All right, so I'm gonna go around just to create some definition on my face. I don't know if you noticed, I didn't do any white down here. It's just the shape of my face, for whatever reason, I don't need it. And that's okay. Everybody has a different face shape, and different things work for different people. So I'm just going around the outsides. I might have put a little too much concealer. I wasn't paying horribly close attention, but that's okay. This is why we have blending brushes and bronzer. All right, so just going all the way around my face with this, and then my nose. I actually remembered my nose. I always forget to do it on my nose, and I don't know why. When I contour my nose, I actually go above where the nose actually goes in. I don't know, it gives my nose a little bit more length, I feel like, and it gives more space around my eyes as well. I go all the way there, underneath. All right. Where is this my blush. I have not used these brushes in absolutely ages. Nope, this is my blending brush. Okay. So I'm just gonna blend it around. I'll finish it off later, but I am gonna keep it like this. I used to use the baking method with my face. I just need to, and then, so that's kind of why I do my blush last, is just because I got into the habit of it. But yeah, as you can see, like, remember my face was like very pale in certain areas, but now that we've blended it, I think it actually looks good. It looks a little bit more natural, but like I said, you have a higher contrast because of the white, which is nice, which, again, my personal look. Okay, so I'm gonna prime my eyes, and then we're gonna get into it. Now here's the thing. I have hooded eyes. Sorry, my primer's getting low. I really need to get more of this. I always forget. So when we're talking about, like, so as I do my eyes, I'll show how I do it for hooded eyes. I think it's really important, because like I actually, like, I thought I was behind the times when I learned about like how to do hooded eyes, and then I realized a lot of my friends were talking, like, I was talking to my friends, and like they had hooded eyes, and they were like, they had no idea what to do for their eyes, which kind of blew my mind, because I found out like 10 plus years ago when I started wearing more eye makeup. So I'm gonna go with my, where is it? I'm gonna be using my Urban Decay palette. It's one of my absolute favorites. And where's the brush for that? There we go. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna be doing mostly the purple side of this. Look at those colors, aren't they pretty? They're so pretty. Okay, so I'm gonna start with this dark color. This one here, you can see. Sorry for the glare. I needed to use natural light. And it's called Purple Dust. Okay, so here's the thing with hooded eyes. You don't go on the crease. I feel like that's kind of a given. I cut my crease at the brow bone because that's where it most naturally flows. So I'm just gonna do a simple sort of cut crease. I'll do it on the other eye so you can see, obviously. And then I like to give myself a cat eye, a little bit of a cat eye, just because I feel like it just works with my eye shape. I've tried the other ways of doing it, and it doesn't complement my face or my eye shape. So whatever. Again, everybody has the thing that works for their face, and I think that's the most important thing, is that you do what works for your face, not just because it's a makeup trend. So I'm gonna do this. It's super tempting to want to raise your eyebrows, and you can totally do that, but just make sure that you're still going to be able to put your eyeshadow in the right place. Actually, don't do it. It's a habit I've had to spend a lot of time breaking on myself. Okay, so you can see I cut it above. My crease is down there, but I've cut it above, and you'll see the payoff for that. And then, like I said, it's just going to be a simple cat eye for today. I don't really... Oh, God. That literally never happens. Okay. Let's get rid of you. Go away. Literally, this never happens. I must have gotten some on my fingers. Okay, that's not great. It's okay, we can fix it. All right, so I'm gonna go on to my next color. I'm gonna just be careful here. I'm gonna go with this Cyberpunk color to kind of, because this is kind of a harsh purple color, so I'm gonna go with the Cyberpunk on the other side, and I'm just gonna bring that just above, especially towards the outside of the bit that I just did. Now, a lot of times, like, we have it in our heads that we have to like leave a bunch of room for eyebrow, but you don't actually. Inside scoop, you don't actually need to leave that much room for your eyebrows. And I have a really simple trick of creating space where, you know, when you don't think you have any, that I'm going to show you. So there we go. I'm going to go one lighter, and I'm going to bring it up just a little bit. It's like basically you're shading it to make it look like your crease. So it does require a little bit of finagling. So I'm going to use this kind of pinky purple color, and that's going to really make it pop. And that's going to go all the way up here. And as you can see, now all of a sudden my eyes have so much more shape than they did originally. Just going to do that on the other one. Like I said, I bring mine, I used to like want to leave like a shit ton of space. Now I bring it all the way up because I have a really easy trick for creating an illusion of space. Again, it's all about illusion. This is makeup. This is a world of illusion. All right, so that's the upper bit. Now, as you can see, there's actually space underneath, so you'll be able to see the other side. So I'm gonna actually go in with this palette. It's called United Shimmerdom. And it has a shimmer palette, obviously. And I'm just gonna go in with a really pretty shimmery purple. Actually, we're gonna start with the pink on the inside. I'm gonna start with like this, yeah, you can't see it, sorry. This color of pink. And I'm gonna just do that on the inside. actually making it up as I go because I really didn't know what I was gonna do underneath here. That's the fun part about makeup. So kind of bringing that pinky purpleness, also kind of, anyway, things don't always work out, but yeah. So because it kind of ends up blending, or I'm blending it a little bit down with the purples, you have kind of a pinkyish purple color. And then, yes, sir. Sorry, I've got a cat. I'm right here, boo-boo. Let's see, what color are we gonna do now? You know what? Let's do, I love bright pinks and I never use them enough, so I'm going to use this really pretty, you can see that bright pink, and that is gonna go on the inside. Oh, nice. Oh God, I love the way that blends together actually. And because it's shimmery, then it just sort of stands out. Super fun. I haven't actually used this color before. That's the thing, is I never remember to use my bright pinks because I'm always going with something else, and then I use them and I'm like, oh, why don't I use this enough? This is what happens when you have like a million eyeshadow colors. Literally, I have like a million eyeshadow colors. I only recently cut myself off from actually buying more eyeshadow because I was like, this is too much. This is actually too much, and I have everything that I need. But then do you ever really have everything? I don't know. Anyway, so now that that's done, I'm gonna go in and we're gonna do eyebrows. So I don't do a really fancy eyebrow. I don't do like the eyebrow trends. I don't know, it's just never been my thing. I also have very thin eyebrows, and so I feel like overdrawing my eyebrows is like, it feels weird to me. I don't know. So I'm still gonna brush them out. Always good to do. Kind of shape them the best that I can. Sometimes I like to use eyeshadow and glue, like glitter eyeshadow and glue. I've done that before, which is a lot of fun. And then just gonna go with the shape for the most part. I go up above a little bit. This is also part of like the illusion of being able to make more more space, is actually going slightly above and then just filling it in. You can't really see the brow. I guess that's kind of a drag. I guess that's why I'm drag inspired. It's kind of a drag thing to do. But like I said, I'll just go up above it just slightly. Give myself a little bit more brow as well to work with. So there we go. And then I use a white pencil and I go right underneath the brow line, and that just, because of how little space I have already, it creates just enough space for what I need. And I don't go all the way around, I just go just underneath, mainly on the inside. And then I blend it, obviously. Would not let that stand. Let's see. Where is a better blending brush? There we go. All right. So there you go. You can see, whoops, sorry. Whoop. You can kind of see. I'll bring the camera closer. All right. So it does open up your eyebrow area just a little bit, just enough. Honestly, you can just have eyeshadow all the way up to your eyebrows. It's not a big deal. I know it's not what a lot of people do, but I have seen other people do that before, and I think that's kind of what inspired me as well, to go, okay, I don't have to have like, you know, that much space, because why would I want to? Anyway, so now that that bit's done, you know what, I'm gonna go with blue eyeliner. I have black eyeliner, I have blue eyeliner. Today feels like a blue eyeliner kind of day, so I'm gonna go underneath my eyes. Don't worry, I will go under my eyes with eyeshadow. I'm just gonna do my eyeliner first, so I can sort of fill it in. Just doing the waterline. I got this gorgeous blue matte that I really like. God, I have, yeah. it's a little bit harder to see, but I try to go on the outside of the waterline as well, just so you can see the color a little bit more. It pops more, does its thing, you know. There we go. So that's the under eyes done. Now I also have this really gorgeous blue liquid liner that I do for the top. I like to do blue with purple because I feel like black is just such an ordinary color, you know? And blues and purples are obviously in the same family with one another, so I feel like it just fits. So, should I get all of it? There we go. Simple cat eye. I tend to follow the line that I've already drawn, which helps a lot. This one's a little bit different because it doesn't have the pointed tip, but I can actually still get a good flick off of it. Just have to know how to use it. I prefer using things that are a little bit closer to like a marker, like this. I also have a black eyeliner that's similar, just because it's easier to control. I've tried the other liquid eyeliners and it's like, oh girl, no. Okay, so getting into the final steps of everything. Now you can see the difference between my eyes before and my eyes now. I'm just gonna put this on. I'm not gonna put lashes on today. I can, and if you want to see me put lashes on, you can ask for that. But I'm just gonna be going to the store after this. So I don't know. Just gonna put some mascara on tops and bottoms. I don't have the thickest eyelashes, which is why I tend to wear eyelashes these days. Like for the longest time I fought it because it feels like such an extra faff. But reality is that once I started putting them on, I was like, oh, this is what my eyes could look like. So yeah. So now I do that. All right, so now that that's all done with, let's see what comes next. Right, we're gonna do blush. I leave the blush for last because that way I can make sure that I like the job that I did on my contour, which I happen to like today. So we're just gonna go straight in for the blush, wherever that is. Come here, a big bag of tricks. Ah, there you are. It's hiding with the eyeshadow. All right, so I know this is more of a foundation brush, but I really like the effect that it has with the blush. So when I do this, oops, I like to do go along the line that I just contoured. So I kind of go a little bit on the cheek beyond the contour, and then I just follow the contour line just above. And that blends the contour so it's not like, oh, brown. And I don't know, and kind of go up. I like more of a side cheek blush. I just feel like it's more flattering to my face shape. I kind of go in roundish shapes, circles, whatever, all the way up. And then go a little bit onto the cheeks, because we have to have a little bit of blush on the cheeks now, don't we? And then we go blend. And then last but absolutely not least, we have our highlighter. I know you're here, highlighter. There we are. And I'm just using just a simple sort of pinkish highlighter. Warms up the face, warms up the highlights that we just did, and gives it a nice shimmer to it. And I just go along the cheekbones and just go everywhere that I've contoured. You can choose just to do your cheekbones and that's fine, but I'm gonna do everywhere. I feel like it helps accentuate that contrast that I like to do. And then of course, where'd you go? There's my blending brush. all over the place today. It's an artistic process. Right. Almost forgot, after I said I wasn't going to, the finishing touches on my eyeshadow, which is to go underneath the eyes. I'm gonna go in with a couple different colors, and they're gonna be lighter than the dark colors. It's just more of a, there we go. Gonna do this with a couple of the colors. I like to do multiple colors just because I feel like it gives it more dimension. You could even do 3 if you wanted to. Honestly, it's your face, it's your choice. I like to do a little bit of pop of color right there, right on the inside, just to kind of bring it all together. All right, so now that that's done, time has come for lipstick. Okay, give me 1 sec. I need to go digging for lipstick because I've been traveling and I had things in different bags. So, aha. I'm going to be using this color. It's by NYX. I don't know. It was a birthday present. I prefer to use liquid to matte when it comes to lipstick, but hey, can't look a gift horse in the mouth. Now this goes on very pink, but don't worry. I'm gonna show you how to, you know, work with it. So I'm gonna go all the way down, slightly overdrawing the lips, just a little bit, just to give it more definition. I honestly don't know why all lipstick isn't liquid, because this is just so much more complicated. So I'm going to overdraw my Cupid's bow just slightly. Again, it's because I have thin lips. So, and we're going to contour them. Don't worry. Now, I don't actually own a lot of lip liner, and I don't own a lot of crazy colors of lip liner. But what I do own is a lot of eyeshadow. So what we're going to be doing is I've discovered this a while back, which is to use eyeshadow as a lip liner because it sticks to the lipstick and it just blends. It's very weird, but it works. All right. Just gonna make sure everything's the shape that I want it to be. Everything's in the place. It's really tricky to work around a lip piercing. I can't take it out. All right. So I'm just gonna go with the Cyberpunk color that I used on my eyes. Because of the fact that it's kind of a pinky purple, it'll work. So we're gonna go a little darker in the corners. And then bring it out. And do the same. I actually just do the insides of my lips dark. Because of how little I have to work with. Okay, I'm gonna go underneath. Okay. Just do a bit of a, like a, you know, and that's it. So there you go. And I have to go too.